Hello, welcome back to the shop. I've been doing some cleanup work here. I finally found the source of my oil leak because the machine shop never put a fuel block off plate on the motor because I'm running an electric pump. So I think that'll really slow down the oil leak. And I don't know if I had the intake changed around and the throttle cable changed around the last time you saw it. I ended up getting rid of the stock one. I'm not a huge fan of running open element air cleaners, but with the way the carburetor was setting and the throttle cable and the kickdown cable, it didn't really all want to play nice. But mostly, I have been working on the interior. So the headliner is in the truck, the visors are in the truck, the center mirror is in the truck. I lost my one visor holder. So let's see if I can scrounge one of those up. This is actually the headliner that was in it. And I just fabricated it. I think it came out pretty good. Went ahead and made the dome light work. Incidentally, if you still have a factory dome light mount, you will need a 1056 bulb, despite what every single parts book shows. The two pins in there are not meant to be both shorted to ground. And it did end up, that's why it was driving hard on the way home. I may have driven it with the parking brake on. Oopsie. The dome light switch does not work off of the headlight switch like it used to or should. This is an aftermarket headlight switch, and it wants to send the dome light to ground and not positive power in case you had put door switches in, which I definitely did not. Hopefully I did not drive it very far with the parking brake on. Yeah, it's okay. It didn't get too hot. Just seating everything in. I'm not sure how strong that parking brake is anyway. So, anyway. Probably shouldn't have done that. There's no brake light. I'll have to edit some of that out. Anyway, so it's mostly been interior work, trying to get that all cleaned up and finished. I do have the wipers reconnected. The linkage is broken, or not broken, it's disconnected to the second one, so I'm trying to track down parts for that. But it's just odds and ends stuff. And for the most part, the only thing that I'm really working on is the hubcaps. So I finally decided that what I'm going to do, get this paper towel out of the way here, is I'm going to try to mask this the old school way with grease. So I can just clean up and paint and maybe put a little body filler. I got the tools out here in the black and try to clean that up a little bit, because there's some pretty, especially here in the center where it's been seen a few hammers over the years, I think. So that's what I'm doing today, and we'll see what that looks like. Okay, got them all wire wheeled up here and cleaned up. And I scuffed the other side, so I think I'm going to paint the insides here. I decided against body working them. I'm afraid I'm going to get too much filler down in this part that I want to keep. Whoever had this truck before me had hand painted that, and they did a really kind of cool job, and I'm not going to be able to replicate it. So I think I'm just going to live with some beauty marks in these, and we'll see what they come out like. And I'll probably have to clear coat them, but we'll see how this goes. Well, here's the process. I read somewhere that something like this could be masked with grease, but that was just making a tremendous mess. So I've been putting the tape on a little bit at a time. Take the butt end of my utility knife here and work it in real good to the shoulder. And then put a sharp blade in the knife and just cut it back a little bit at a time and just keep working it in. The nice thing is you can, the red's there, so if you expose a lot of the red, you'll know you've cut the masking in the wrong spot. So I think this is going to work. I mean, they were hand painted before, so just trying to preserve a little bit of the originality. So we'll bring you back here once I got some black paint on them. Well, they're all painted up. I pulled the masking off of each one. This is just the black. This is just Rust-Oleum. I run it about 3-to-1 with reducer. Urethane reducer, and then throw a cap full of hardener in it to help it kick off. It's not very warm today, so it's going off slow. But while it's tacky like this, I'm gonna go ahead and mix up the clear. I'm just gonna shoot all of them in clear here, and I think they're gonna look pretty nice. I mean, just putting the black on them and getting rid of all the ugly really makes a huge difference. And I think the red's gonna kind of pop a little bit on the truck. And it's gonna look a little faded, which is nice, because like I said, these were original to the truck when I got it. So get the clear coat on it here, and we'll call it a day and let them cook overnight. And we can pop them on the truck tomorrow. You can't see it, by the way. I did paint the back sides of them too, wire wheeled them and cleaned them up. So they're looking pretty sharp. Well, the good news is 3 of them look really good. So nice heavy coat of clear. It really shined up nice, and it looks like it's gonna preserve the hand painted leathering really good. I'm actually pretty stoked to see them on the truck. Unfortunately, one of them fell on the shop floor while it was drying. So I'm gonna have to let that clear set. Luckily, that was only the first coat of clear. And hopefully I can wet sand the worst of it out and then just shoot another coat of clear. They are hubcaps after all, but oh, what's that Billy Joel lyric? From the high to the low for the rest of the show. So, you know, maybe I should have quoted Meatloaf. 3 out of 4 ain't bad, something like that. But anyway, it'll come around. It's just frustrating. I used a lot of profanity. I won't pretend like I wasn't really mad at myself for knocking that over while I was working. And I was just shooting those with my Cheapo Depot Harbor Freight Special. It's you know, it is. So they're hubcaps. You know, they look 1,000 times better than they did at least. But that's just anyway. I think that's where I'm going to quit for the day. I got some plans tonight. I won't be able to work late, and I got to let that one dry completely so I can wet sand it tomorrow anyway. Not much else going on. Went ahead and got the little USB charger mounted in here. I think I said in the previous video I did find one visor clip. I thought I had both of them. I got to figure out where the other one wandered off to. If not, I'll just get one ordered. But other than that, it's pretty much done in here. So until tomorrow. Well, it's a few days later. I finally got the 3 of the 4 that weren't messed up on the truck. The 4th one continues to be problematic. It's never going to be as good as these if I don't media blast it, but I don't know. I'm not super thrilled with the look, to be honest. I thought I'd like it more, and I'm not loving it. So I don't know. Leave them set for a few days. See if I end up liking it after all. But aside from a couple odds and ends on the interior, it's done. And that is pretty nice. And I do have the parts on order for the interior. And like I said, that's a wrap. It's completely finished. Do think I got the oil leak taken care of. So from here, it's agreed value insurance, and enjoy it. And you know, they're never done. Here's the one that fell in the dirt. It's not as bad as it was, but without taking it all the way down to bare metal now, I just don't know how I'd fix it. So I'm gonna pop it on. Like I said, I'm not sold on the look anyway. So, you know, a couple of nice aftermarket 16 and 17 inch alloys would be better still, but it's done and it's drivable. I took it out on the road the other day. I may have driven it with the parking brakes slightly engaged. I didn't realize it didn't release all the way, so I'll have to get used to that. Sorry, my sinuses are killing me today. But yeah, it runs nice. It's not terribly loud. I'll try to get, the weather's terrible today, but I'll try to get a video here coming when the weather's a little nicer, taking it for a cruise and enjoying it. But yeah, there it is. And I forgot to say in the previous video, once again, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the end of the project. This is when they're kind of exciting for me. There'll be others. Maybe not quite so soon, but there will be others. I've got a 52 International out there to build. I think I mentioned that in the first video, and that one's completely untouched. So that'll be a good one to follow along with. But yeah, thanks for watching, and like I said here, when the weather's better, I'm going to try to get a video out on the road with it.